Hello and welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Reacts, and it's covers time as you are bringing us a cover today. Well, I say you, your niece
My
is.
niece. I think previously, whenever I've mentioned my niece, I always say my favourite niece. Let's go with my favourite niece. Then they can just fight each other in car parks and things like that. But yeah, bless her. My niece, she has a Spotify playlist that she adds to when she hears tracks that she really likes, that she thinks, stroke hope that I will like, and she done a bit of a refresh over the Christmas stroke New Year period, and there was a lot of nice stuff on there, and I'm sure some more will come back onto the channel. But this was one of those. We love a cover on this channel, and I heard this one and straight away absolutely grabbed me, and I thought, don't really care if you like it or not. It's going on the show.
So it is the Brothers Comatose and AJ Lee
Not that AJ
covering
Lee.
covering Neil
For, for
Young's Harvest Moon.
for wrestling fans, yeah, don't expect AJ Lee. I
Skipping along.
multiple time Diva champ, I believe.
Yes,
And I
Mrs.
think the
Brooks,
best women's promo ever. Is that fair to say in wrestling with
up
her
there, up there.
talent isn't a sexually transmitted disease, which
Yes,
I stayed with me for a long time. A
yes.
great line, but yeah. So all of that preamble to it, not her, but yeah, the brothers Comatose and AJ Lee. Are you ready, my boy?
Let's get
Let's
this on.
do this.
Come a little bit closer, hear what I have to say. Just like children sleeping, we could dream this night away. There's a full moon rising. Let's go dancing in the light. We know where the music's playing. Let's go out and feel the night. 'Cause I'm still in love with you. I wanna see you dance again. Because I'm still in love with you on this harvest moon. I wanna see you dance again, because I'm still in love with you on this harvest moon.
Ow! Yeah, that was good. That felt good.
Before we do the song, I do love like when there are videos like this and you get that end bit where they just sort of talk to each other, and when I say they talk to each other, I love like how happy they are. You know, you don't see that
Yeah.
that often, do you? With like people who kind of go, yeah, like that was really good to do. Anyway, enough about them smiling at the end. What about the other 4 minutes and 41 of content?
It was very pleasant. I will say I was surprised that your teenage niece was the one that came out with this, because this.
Oh, by the way, past teenage now. She's 20 now.
Ah.
21. Oh, God, that's going to make me a bad uncle. 20 or 21. Doesn't matter. Still doesn't buy the dinner when we go out. So, you know, that's all you need to know about that.
Yeah, this has vibes, because there are a few pubs around Norwich where they will have this sort of stuff on, and it's full of like
Why didn't you tell
old
me this
man.
before?
Because it's not of this quality,
Okay. All right, fair enough.
but
Yeah.
that sort of oldie folk style stuff where it's just like old men with their pints of ale, yeah, and sort of. So as a general rule of thumb, I avoid those sort of places because I'm just like around those sort of people. But I don't mind the music. It's just like
Yeah.
just put a jukebox in there and liven your stiffs up a bit, as the older line from thingy is. And I can't remember what the hell with now. But it said it was really really pleasant and just nice. It's one of those. It's hard to sort of really sort of think of other words for it, because it's just, as I said, it's just
Well,
pleasant and nice and
as you say, that kind of like
warming.
that folky sound, and
Yeah,
certainly the American folky sound is something that I wouldn't say in my like back catalogue. I've got reams and reams and reams of it, but the stuff I listen to, I really love, and I kind of always want to find more. But we said this before on certain other genres.
mm,
Sometimes such a murky backwater that you've got no idea where to start, and you're almost fearful of starting for going, oh God, what if I pick all the garbage and
yeah,
then end up hating something that I like? So it often requires a song to be put in front of me, or like to pick it up from it being in a movie soundtrack, or however we find music, Spotify playlist. But
yeah,
yeah, so I kind of step back from going, yeah, I love folk, but I kind of love folk, but I love the folk that I love, if that makes sense. And there's a lot that I don't know. I mean, um, like this, you sort of say like nice. This has I don't know, an atmosphere that I don't necessarily think I would want hundreds of songs in a row of this
mm,
atmosphere. Like, I think I could feel a little bit. I would lose my jaded, horrible, hate the world side, I think, if I listened to too much of that, and I don't want that to go. But I do love it when I get it, and when it hits me right. And you
mm,
sort of said like nice. So I guess the vibe it got for me is I feel happier when I listen to this, and I actually feel like, do you know what? The world can be a nice place, and that's what I
yeah,
say. I don't want to listen to too much of it because I
yeah.
know it's not deep down inside, but it makes me want to be better when I hear a song like this done in this style.
Yeah, it's something, because with a lot of like folk stuff, it either sits where this does, in that sort of nice, pleasant,
Yeah,
life affirming. Normally some sort of, obviously this being a cover and it being a Neil Young song sort of takes it a little bit, because obviously what the
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not writ for this, but it fits really well in it. but you get those sort of folk songs that are, you know, love stories in a way of sort of, you know, we'll get through and we'll have, you know, time to ship, but we'll make that time for each other
Yeah,
and that sort of thing, and that sort of nice sort of lilt that they have and they can bring out. And as you said, it's one of those of in the right time, the right mindset, and the right place. It's great. You know, as I said, there's sometimes you go to those pubs where they have this sort of stuff on, and it's not full of camera members and you know moaning about how their ale,
yeah.
how much head is on their ale, and it's just you know,
Not enough sediment in my beer.
yeah, you know, and you just get there's 10, 15 people there, and you know they're in the corner. They're you know you're there with people you want to sort of be around, and it just sort of is background noise isn't the right term, but it's on in the background and is the soundtrack to that afternoon in the pub.
Yeah. Well, you said the word lilt, and like I think I love that term because I think this has a beautiful, warming lilt to it. And as you say, it's a cover. I do actually like the original. I'm gonna get panelled by anyone who watches this who's a Neil Young fan. I actually like this more than the original. I do like, but I think it it speaks to me more with the way it does, and I love her voice. I think
Yeah,
her voice is fantastic, and when they do the harmonization parts, just absolutely spot on for me. And I'm not gonna go like, it's gonna change the world. No one's ever done this before. Like, but it's lovely to hear something done really really well, and I think
yeah,
this is done really really well. And as I said about hearing stuff in movies, like I was listening through the tracks that she gave us, and as I say, like they were all very good, thank you very much. But and I don't know if you do this, I don't think we've ever spoken about this on the show before, but I sort of say like I'm a big fan of like movie scores, love movie soundtracks, and I I think a good movie can be made amazing with the right score and the right soundtrack, and a bad movie can actually become quite tolerable with the right score and the right soundtrack. But what often has happened, and this has been happening for quite a few years for me now, is that certain times I hear a song and I can almost either put it into a movie that I've watched, or the honest truth of it is, it makes me want to make a movie with this song in. And when I first
mm,
heard this, I was picturing kind of an indie movie, probably, and sort of indie movie that I like, probably with some wrenching kind of moments. Casey Affleck's probably sat on a beach somewhere, windswept at the point when this is playing, or something like that. And I love it when music can pull you into not only like emotional areas, but invoke other things
yeah,
that you're interested in and stuff like that. And yeah, it really, really, really grabbed me for that reason. And I'm glad you said about my niece picking this out. So I'm going to be nice about my niece for a minute. One, she heard this and she thought of me, which is lovely because she was right. I like it, but
yeah.
yeah, she's a cracking niece, and I know you kind of have this with Will when like obviously he comes on the show every now and again and brings music, and it's so nice to have someone who is like a generational gap, sort of tons away, but really really open to what the world of music has.
Yeah.
Hasn't fallen into that trappings that people do, and I certainly had my moments of it of going, this is what's popular right now, so I will like popular and I like popular only. Like,
Or this
um,
is I only listen to
yeah,
obscure Scandinavian death metal
yeah,
in
yeah,
a
just
4 mile radius, and this is all I will listen to.
but always willing to kind of look and listen. And I don't know, like the stuff that we say on here, we won't love everything we do. And life would be boring if everything we loved. But
Yes.
it's about that kind of constant quest to find things you love, no matter where they may be. So, yeah, thank you very much, Tilly. The only time I'll ever be nice to you when you're not here.
So, any other folky songs in a similar vein?
Yes,
In the
please.
comments, the boy needs to get his mandolin on.
Yes, yeah, yep. I could listen to a mandolin for a reasonable amount of time without being annoyed with it, but not forever.
As always, YouTube things, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. And until next time, good day.